Ladies and gentlemen, there is a moment in every person's life when they stand at a crossroads, faced with a choice that defines not just their future, but their very sense of self. It is the choice to follow the path expected of them, or to step into the unknown and claim their own destiny. To choose oneself is not an easy decision. It is an act of immense courage, a defiance against the pressures of conformity, and a declaration that one's dreams, desires, and voice are worth honoring. Choosing oneself means standing in the face of doubt and refusing to be diminished by it. It means acknowledging fears but not allowing them to dictate the course of life. Fear whispers that it is safer to stay small, to avoid risks, to conform to the roles that have been assigned. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. And it is recognizing that the path of authenticity will come with challenges, but choosing it anyway because the alternative, living a life shaped by the expectations of others, is far more costly. There will always be voices that try to silence those who choose themselves. They will come in the form of societal expectations, family traditions, cultural norms, and even well-meaning advice that urges safety over growth. These voices can be loud, persuasive, and sometimes relentless. They will tell you to settle, to be grateful for what you have, to stop chasing dreams that seem too big or unrealistic. And there will be days when you think about something that seems too big or unrealistic, and you still go on. They will question your decisions, challenge your confidence, and make you second-guess your worth. But courage is not about silencing those voices. It is about learning to hear them and choosing not to obey them. It is about standing firm in the knowledge that no one else can define what fulfillment looks like for you. Choosing oneself often means walking alone, at least for a while. It means making decisions that others may not understand, taking risks that feel uncertain, and stepping away from what feels familiar. It requires the strength to withstand discomfort, the patience to endure setbacks, and the belief that the struggle is worth it. It means making sacrifices, letting go of people who do not support your growth, saying no to opportunities that do not align with your purpose, and breaking free from patterns that keep you stagnant. It is the understanding that temporary discomfort is a small price to pay for long-term fulfillment. The journey of choosing oneself is not a straight path. It is filled with moments of doubt and second-guessing. There will be days when fear creeps back in, when the weight of responsibility feels unbearable, and when the temptation to retreat into old habits is strong. But courage is built in these moments, the choice to keep going despite uncertainty, to take one more step even when the destination is not yet visible, the choice to become one, the choice to be the person who becomes the life that truly matters. A choice. Strength is not found in never falling, it is found in rising again over and over, refusing to be defeated. The world often rewards those who conform, but it is shaped by those who dare to be different. Every great achievement, every bold idea, every breakthrough has come from someone who refused to be limited by convention. To choose oneself is to become the architect of one's own destiny, to take ownership of life rather than waiting for permission to live it fully. It is an act of faith, faith in one's abilities, faith in the unseen opportunities that lie ahead, faith that life will meet you halfway when you take the first step. The beauty of choosing oneself is that it is never too late. No matter how many times one has compromised, hesitated, or played small, the choice can always be made anew. Every day presents an opportunity to stand up and declare that you are worthy of the life you desire. It is never about perfection. It is about commitment, choosing again and again to walk the path of authenticity, no matter how difficult it may seem. There is a deep power in making this choice, a power that transforms not just the individual but the world around them. When one person chooses to live courageously, they inspire others to do the same. They give permission for others to dream bigger, to speak louder, to step into their own greatness. This is how change happens, not through permission granted by society, but through individuals who decide to claim their own space, to embrace their own light, and to walk their own path with unwavering determination. To choose oneself is not selfish, it is necessary. It is the foundation of a life lived with purpose, passion, and fulfillment. It is the only way to truly honor the gift of existence, to show up fully, unapologetically, and wholeheartedly. It is a choice that requires bravery, but within that bravery lies the promise of something extraordinary, a life that is entirely, beautifully, and powerfully your own. Life is not defined by the moments of ease, but by the moments of struggle. Strength is not built in comfort, but in adversity. Every challenge, every setback, every hardship is a test, not of one's ability to avoid pain, but of one's ability to endure it, rise above it, and transform it into power. Resilience is not an inborn trait. It is forged in the fire of experience, shaped by the storms that were meant to break, but instead revealed an unshakable spirit. There will be moments when the weight of difficulties feels unbearable, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when the thought of giving up whispers seductively in the mind. It is in these moments that resilience is truly tested. Not when things are going well, but when everything feels like it is falling apart. Strength is not found in never facing hardship, but in refusing to be defined by it. Every setback carries within it the seed of a comeback, but only for those who refuse to let struggle be the final chapter. End of quote. Adversity does not discriminate. It arrives uninvited, disrupts carefully laid plans, and challenges even the most determined hearts. But hardship is not the enemy, it is the teacher. It forces growth, demands adaptation, and builds an unbreakable will. Without struggle, there is no progress. Without resistance, there is no strength. Just as muscles grow through strain and resistance, the soul strengthens through trials and perseverance. The world often tries to define people by their failures, by their lowest moments, by the times they stumbled and fell. But true resilience is found in the decision to rise despite those falls. It is in the refusal to let hardship have the final word. Every person who has ever accomplished something remarkable has faced moments of doubt, fear, and exhaustion. But they chose to push forward, to keep moving, even when progress seemed invisible, to trust that perseverance would one day turn struggle into triumph. Resilience is not about pretending that pain does not exist. It is not about suppressing emotions or denying hardship. It is about acknowledging difficulty, facing it head-on, and deciding that it will not be the end of the story. It is about allowing setbacks to teach rather than destroy, to strengthen rather than weaken. Pain is temporary, but the strength gained from overcoming it lasts forever. Life is ever evolving. The strength gained from overcoming it lasts forever. Some challenges will feel endless, and some struggles will leave lasting scars. But scars are not signs of defeat. They are proof of survival. They are reminders of battles fought and won, of strength discovered in the darkest of times. Every scar tells a story, not of weakness, but of resilience. It is easy to believe that struggle is unfair, that hardship is a sign to quit. But the truth is that every difficulty faced is an opportunity to grow, to sharpen resolve, and to prove that nothing can break a spirit determined to rise. There will be days when resilience feels impossible, when exhaustion overpowers hope. In those moments, strength is found in taking one more step, in refusing to surrender, even when progress feels invisible. Success is not built in grand moments, but in the quiet decisions to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing that something greater lies ahead. The most resilient people are not the ones who never struggled. They are the ones who struggled but refused to stay down. Pain will test, but it will also transform. Hardship will challenge, but it will also create depth and wisdom. Those who endure, who push through when others quit, who rise when others stay down, become unshakable. They become forces of nature, unstoppable in their pursuit of something greater. Every challenge overcome is another layer of strength, another proof of resilience, another step toward becoming the person capable of achieving extraordinary things. The road will not always be easy, but the journey is worth it. Strength is not measured by the number of times life is smooth, but by the number of times struggle was met with unwavering determination. Hardship is temporary, strength is permanent. And those who embrace resilience, who refuse to let struggle define them, will find that no challenge is greater than the power within them. There is a moment in every journey when the path ahead is unclear, when uncertainty looms like a shadow, whispering doubts and fears into the mind. It is in these moments that trust becomes the most powerful tool. Not trust in external validation, not trust in the opinions of others, but trust in oneself, the quiet, unwavering belief that no matter what obstacles arise, there is a way forward. To trust oneself is to embrace the unknown with confidence, to step boldly into the uncertain and believe that strength, wisdom, and resilience will carry the journey forward. Doubt is an ever-present force, always waiting for a moment of hesitation to take root. It thrives on fear, on comparison, on the belief that others have the answers while one stands lost in confusion. But doubt is a deceiver. It does not recognize the power that already exists within, the strength that has been forged through challenges, the intuition that has guided every decision to this very moment. End of chapter 14. The truth is that no one has all the answers. No one walks a path without uncertainty, and no one achieves anything meaningful without first learning to trust themselves. There will be times when the road ahead is filled with choices, each one leading in a different direction, each one carrying its own risks. The mind will search for certainty, for guarantees, for signs that the choice being made is the right one. But life does not offer such assurances. The only certainty is that standing still, refusing to decide, leads nowhere. Trusting oneself means making a choice even in the absence of complete clarity, and knowing that whatever happens next, the strength to handle it will be there. The world is filled with voices eager to dictate what should be done, who one should become, what success should look like. These voices will offer advice, some well-intentioned, some rooted in fear, some projecting their own limitations onto others. But no one else can fully understand another's journey. No one else can feel the pull of a dream, the quiet certainty of intuition, the deep knowing that exists beyond logic. Who entertains the painful realities of life, and who learns to look no further? Trusting oneself means learning to separate guidance from limitation, to take wisdom where it serves, but to reject anything that stifles growth, passion, or purpose. And so, fear often masquerades as logic, disguising itself as caution, as practicality, as a need for more certainty before taking action. It will list every reason why something could go wrong, why failure is inevitable, why it is safer to remain where things are predictable. But growth does not exist in the comfort of the known. Every great achievement, every bold decision, every life-changing moment has come from someone choosing to trust themselves, to act in the face of uncertainty, to believe that even if the road is not yet visible, it will reveal itself with each step forward. To trust oneself is to accept that mistakes will happen, that not every decision will lead to immediate success, that some paths will require adjustment. But mistakes are not proof of failure. They are proof of movement, of progress, of learning. They provide the experience needed to refine decisions, to develop resilience, to grow into the person capable of handling the next challenge. The only true failure is in refusing to try, in allowing fear of the unknown to become greater than the desire to move forward. There will always be moments when doubt returns, when the mind questions whether the right path was chosen, whether the effort is worth it, whether it would have been easier to follow the expectations of others. But trust is not built in a single moment. It is reinforced with every step taken in faith, with every challenge faced head-on, with every obstacle overcome through sheer determination. Things will change, and so will we. And even when we have things the right way before, trusting oneself is a muscle that grows stronger with use, a skill that becomes second nature the more it is practiced. No one else can walk this journey. No one else can make the choices that will shape the future. The ability to trust oneself is the key to unlocking potential, to breaking free from doubt, to moving forward with courage, even when the destination is not yet in sight. Those who trust themselves do not wait for permission, for guarantees, for external validation. They move, they act, they create their own path, knowing that whatever comes next, they have within them everything they need to rise and thrive. There comes a time when waiting is no longer an option, when the desire to step forward outweighs the fear of judgment, when the need to be seen, heard, and valued becomes undeniable. The truth is, no one will hand over permission to live fully, to dream boldly, to take up space unapologetically. That permission must come from within. It is a choice, a decision, a declaration that no external validation is required to shine. The world will not always recognize potential at first glance, but that does not mean it is not there. It is not the world's job to acknowledge greatness, it is the individual's job to own it, embrace it, and step into it without hesitation. There is an illusion that certain moments must be awaited, that only after reaching a particular milestone or gaining enough experience or receiving enough approval can one truly begin. This illusion keeps people waiting for a signal that never comes. There will always be reasons to hold back, to hesitate, to question whether the time is right. But the perfect moment does not exist. The only real moment is now. Every dream, every ambition, every step towards something greater begins with the decision to stop waiting and start acting. Fear of judgment often holds people back more than actual limitations. There is a deep desire to be accepted, to be understood, to be approved of by the world. But living for approval is a prison, one where potential is sacrificed for the comfort of fitting in. No matter how carefully steps are taken, there will always be those who disagree, who criticize, who fail to see the vision. That is not a reason to stop, it is a reason to keep going. The opinions of others do not dictate worth, nor do they define success. Those who accomplish great things are the ones who refuse to let external voices drown out their own. There is an undeniable power in stepping forward, in owning gifts, in sharing them with the world. The hesitation to shine often comes from the belief that someone else is more qualified, more talented, more deserving. But comparison is the thief of progress. No one else can offer what is uniquely theirs to give. No one else has the same perspective, the same passion, the same voice. Hiding does not serve the world. Playing small does not create impact. Greatness is not about being the best, it is about being fully, unapologetically oneself. Action is the key to breaking free from doubt. The mind can create endless scenarios of failure, of rejection, of things not working out. But none of those thoughts hold weight until action is taken. Fear fades when faced directly. The moment a step is taken, momentum begins. Progress is not made through waiting for confidence. Confidence is built through action. The first attempt may not be perfect, nor the second or third. But each step forward creates experience, and experience creates mastery. Growth does not happen in the shadows. Strength is not built in hiding. Those who make an impact are those who step into the light, who take risks, who embrace the possibility of failure, because they understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of the journey toward it. The ones who change the world are not always the most talented or the most prepared, but they are the ones who refuse to stay silent, who refuse to let fear dictate their path, who show up despite the uncertainty. Waiting for permission is a game that leads nowhere. No one is coming to say it is time, that the world is ready, that everything is perfectly aligned. The only way forward is to decide that there is nothing to wait for, that the time is now, that every dream, every goal, every ambition is worth pursuing without hesitation. The world belongs to those who step up, who take action, who claim their space with confidence. The moment the choice is made, everything begins to change. There is an undeniable power in one person's decision to live boldly, to step into their own light, to pursue their dreams with unshakable conviction. The world is shaped by those who dare to rise, not just for themselves, but for the countless others who are waiting for permission to do the same. Every act of courage creates a ripple effect, igniting a spark in those who have yet to find their own strength. One person's bravery becomes another's inspiration, a reminder that they too are capable of something greater. Courage is not something that exists in isolation. It spreads, it lifts, it transforms. When one person chooses to defy limitations, to break free from expectations, to follow their own path, it gives others the courage to believe they can do the same. Strength is contagious. It is impossible to witness someone standing in their power without feeling something stirred deep within, a longing, a possibility, a quiet voice that whispers, maybe I can too. The decision to rise is never just about one individual. It is about the unseen impact it has on others, about the way it opens doors for those who never knew they had the right to walk through them. There is no need to be the loudest voice in the room to inspire change. Sometimes the greatest impact comes simply from showing up, from refusing to shrink, from being a living example of what is possible. The world is filled with people who are searching for proof that they are not alone, that their dreams are not foolish, that their struggles are not unique. to stand tall in the face of fear, to push forward despite uncertainty, to embrace the fullness of who one is. These are the actions that give others permission to do the same. The power of one decision, one act of courage, one step into the unknown cannot be underestimated. The smallest moments of bravery have the potential to reshape lives. A single voice speaking truth can awaken something in someone who has been silent for too long. A single action taken without fear of judgment can inspire another to break free from the expectations that have held them back. A single person daring to believe in themselves can create a wave of confidence that reaches farther than they will ever know. The world is in need of those who are willing to lead by example, not by perfection but by authenticity. No one needs to have all the answers to inspire others. No one needs to have it all figured out. What matters is the willingness to try, to risk, to show up even when the outcome is uncertain. There is someone right now watching, waiting, hoping to see proof that it is possible to rise after failure, to start again after loss, to succeed despite the odds. That proof is found in those who refuse to let fear win, in those who chase their dreams even when the path is unclear, in those who live with such passion that they awaken the same fire in others. The decision to rise is a responsibility, not just to oneself, but to those who will be forever changed by witnessing that rise. Every step forward makes it easier for someone else to take their own. Every act of courage removes a barrier for those who follow. Every refusal to give up becomes a beacon for those who are struggling to hold on. No one knows the full extent of their impact, but that does not mean it is not there. The world is changed not always through grand gestures, but through simple acts of bravery, through quiet moments of resilience, through the unwavering belief that there is something greater on the other side of fear. There will always be those who are waiting for someone else to go first, to show them that it can be done. To be that person, to be the one who stands when others hesitate, to be the one who pushes forward when others hold back, that is a gift not just to oneself, but to the world. There is no telling who will be inspired by that choice, no way to measure the countless lives that will be touched by the simple act of stepping into one's power. But what is certain is this: when one person rises, others rise with them. The courage to believe, to act, to move forward is never just about one. It is about everyone who will one day look back and say, because they did, I knew I could too. There is a moment in every journey when exhaustion sets in, when progress feels slow, and when the mind begins to whisper that quitting would be easier. It is in these moments that perseverance matters most. The ability to keep going, to push forward despite frustration, despite setbacks, despite the overwhelming temptation to stop, is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. The path to anything worthwhile is rarely smooth. It is filled with obstacles, moments of doubt, and challenges that test resolve. But the difference between those who reach their dreams and those who fall short is not luck or talent. It is the unwavering decision to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the road becomes. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Even when results are not immediately visible, even when effort feels wasted, something is happening beneath the surface. Strength is being built. Resilience is being forged. Growth is taking place in ways that cannot yet be seen. The frustration of slow progress is only temporary, but the rewards of persistence last forever. Those who refuse to quit, who push through the hardest moments, who continue even when motivation fades, are the ones who ultimately achieve what they once thought was impossible. Doubt is a constant companion on the road to success, but it does not have to be a ruler. The mind will try to convince itself that the struggle is not worth it, that failure is inevitable, that others are more capable. But these thoughts are illusions, tricks of fear designed to stop progress before it even begins. The truth is that failure only happens when one stops trying. Every challenge faced, every difficulty overcome, every obstacle pushed through brings one step closer to the goal. The key is to trust that even in the hardest moments, the effort is building something valuable, something that will one day be looked back on as proof of strength, endurance, and determination. Great things are not achieved by those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. They are achieved by those who refuse to let frustration win, who choose to persevere even when every part of them wants to stop. The journey is never easy, but those who continue despite the struggles will one day stand in a place they once only dreamed of, knowing that every step, every effort, and every moment. There is a quiet, powerful truth that many people overlook: no one can determine your worth but you. The world, with all its noise and distractions, will always try to tell you who you should be, how you should be, or what you should achieve to be considered valuable. But the most empowering thing you can do is to stop waiting for validation from others and instead look within. True strength comes from the recognition that your worth is not contingent on anyone else's approval, and that belief in yourself is enough to move mountains. When you stop waiting for permission to live the life you desire, something profound shifts. You stop holding yourself back, waiting for external circumstances to align or for someone to give you a sign that you're ready. You take full ownership of your journey, understanding that your actions, choices, and beliefs create the reality you experience. No one else can live your life for you, and no one else should have the power to define your potential. When you stop asking for permission, you realize that you've always had the authority to act, to rise, to dream, and to achieve. It takes courage to step into your own power, especially when the world often encourages conformity. But every time you choose to follow your own path, regardless of whether others approve or not, you move closer to the person you were always meant to be. You create space for your true self to flourish, unburdened by the weight of others' expectations. You realize that the only person who needs to believe in you is you. And once you believe, there are no limits to what you can accomplish. The need for validation from the outside world fades when you recognize that your worth is intrinsic. There is no longer a need to prove anything because you already know your value. This self-belief fuels your resilience, your persistence, and your willingness to pursue what matters to you without hesitation. Every step you take with confidence and self-assurance becomes a declaration of your power, a testament to the strength that exists within you. When you stop waiting for permission, you free yourself from the constraints of fear, doubt, and comparison. You empower yourself to rise higher, to act bolder, and to live fully, knowing that the only approval you need is your own.